Okay, we are live. Let's hope that Facebook works with us tonight because we have some business to discuss. And I can hope that you can tell by my tone it is not one that I am excited about. Um, so it's not enough that we have unrest going on all over the world, but now we have to have a little bit going on within our Avon family. And that's the thing is that in business, we become family, friends, and we become more than just, hi, Alma, I'm glad you're on. We become more than just co-workers. I mean, honestly, in this business, um, we really get to depending on each other. And as a leader, that becomes even more so that you don't ever want to let you don't want to let your teammates down. Um, and and in one way, I feel like maybe I did just a little bit. We received as leaders, all leaders, down to bronze ambassadors. I think it went down as far as bronze ambassadors. So everybody that was qualified as a leader on October 1st got an email with some policy updates. I even attended a leadership meeting to go over and make sure that I understood it correctly. Um, to me, at that time, I did not worry about it. I guess I read what they said, and I will be reading it to you guys. I read what they said, and I listened to them at the meeting, and I'm like, it's nothing that I'm not, already aware of. It's something that I already teach my team members, and um, uh, uh, yeah, Alma, yeah, check yours. But yeah, I got the email here. Um, but I didn't realize, I guess, how much of a storm it could cause. So it went into effect October 1st. And as we know each other in Avon, we saw, and I'm going to tell you guys, this is without even having the policy update, this is not the first time that I've seen this. Let me say that to begin with. Um, but we saw some big leaders um, uh, make some choices, and some of them closed their accounts. And I say that in the fact that it was a choice. It was not a fun choice, um, but it was a choice. So that is how I kind of want to go into this meeting because emotions sometimes in business can skew what your objective and your goals should be. So business is sometimes business, and you don't get to stay mad. You don't, and if you do make jerk reactions on emotion, sometimes that might be the wrong action. So we're gonna keep that in mind as we talk through where we're going with this. Um, so gosh, this is so hard. Um, so the email, that came to us, gonna go. going to go into just kind of it. So basically, they said they were updating it, but for me, I even went back and checked. For me, it wasn't so much of an update because I always felt like it was known. Um, but it was they were updating our non-solicitation and conflicts of interest policies to align better with Avon's core mission and supporting ambassadors focus on their Avon business. And we know that you know, when we come into this business, we all had to sign that, and if you go through and read um, the policies. There's 36 pages of policies. I know all of us didn't read all of them. And there's a lot of you that have come to me and you check different things. And perfect, perfect. Let's check and make sure that we're staying in compliance. Because no matter what business we're in, whether it's Avon, whether it is another direct sales, whether it is a corporation, we all have guidelines that we have to follow. And we all have some confidentiality that we have to follow. So this is not just in Avon. This is in any company that you're going to work for. Even when you work for yourself, there are still ethical and tight, and there are policies that are in place. I mean, you have to put them in place. So let's go into this. Um, so it says, while we understand and respect that some ambassadors may choose to explore other business opportunities, we have established clear guidelines. Um, uh, oh, hold on. Yeah, make sure I get this. Yeah, two. Okay, guidelines. Um, that all ambassadors adhere to the same standards. We're all good with that, right? We all got to be together. Um, Avon ambassadors may participate in other direct sales, multi-level, or networking marketing businesses within certain limitations. However, during their term in their Avon agreement and for 1 year after, they may not recruit any Avon ambassador, customer, or associate into any other sales or network marketing business. This is where I say, I don't think that that's new because about 3 years ago, I think it's 3 years ago, we had some big leaders go to another company. I don't even remember, and I don't even think this company made it. I think they kind of fell apart, which was really sad. With the leaders uh, reps taking this leap, and they they took themselves and their team kind of followed them because they're like, hey, if my leader's doing this, then maybe I should be doing this, right? So them and their team signed up for this other company, and um, at that point we had I don't know, maybe up to maybe it was 2 to 4 leaders, but they were big enough to where everybody was like, ooh, oh. But at that point we were kind of like, okay, LG's not giving a hoot about how high up the leader is. They're treating us all exactly identical. And we all kind of, even though they were up there with the other leaders, we all kind of had to step back and say, hey, it's a good thing that we're all being treated equal. And it was a hard thing to watch their accounts closed, watch all of the people that with them, their accounts closed, because they had went to this other company that sold, the same things that we were. And so this has happened before. So that's why I said um, recruiting from here is you can't do that. So, I hope that you guys understand where that's going for. So if you're in, Avon and you go to another direct sales company, you can't come back onto our team or, whatever, and say, hey, I'm going over here. Do you want to come? I think this is going to be great. Let's go do this. Um, the, 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 the little part of this is that the bigger leader you are, sometimes just saying you're doing something else and it's working well, people will ask and people will follow, even without you directly saying anything to them. You won't even have said anything on your page. They are just, we have intertwined ourselves in social media to where we're on each other's personal pages and we're cheering on graduations and births of children and, anything that's going on in our lives. So we're seeing things outside the business realm to see that they're doing something else, but then you get that FOMO, fear of missing out on an opportunity. So you ask them and then possibly maybe join them. So that's a really tricky area right there on taking people into another business with you. So that is such a gray line that careful guys, careful. Um, Recruitment includes direct and indirect solicitation, enrollment, and efforts to influence another Avon ambassador or customer to participate in other business opportunities. Includes promoting other opportunities via shared marketing channels such as web pages or social media accounts where Avon is or has been previously promoted. Um, so that's kind of where Avon tries to get into a little bit into the area of our personal pages. Because if we're promoting Avon on our personal pages, we've now put Avon into our personal space. Um, and and that, that can be good if you want people to see you, but it can be bad in the long run if you want to ever separate from Avon. You get what I'm saying? This is such a hard line. Um, I have just recently, um, I put occasionally on my personal page, but I have tried to teach all of you to make a specific business page for Avon. Um, make that business page, and then what we've always been taught to do from years and years and years is to take and share from that personal page onto your personal page. And I am going to step back and start doing that again. I am learning and making sure that that I'm getting this. But basically, so I will share it to my business page. I will post it there. Then I will hit the little share button and then share it over to my personal page. That way it's still on my Avon with Margie page, but it's not directly posted onto my personal page. Do you kind of get where I'm going with that? That way I can keep business and personal, kind of keep it separated. It's just probably a good rule of thumb, um, just for the long run. Um, so, and we're going to get more into pages and stuff like that in just a moment. Um, Ambassadors are responsible for ensuring that household members or individuals are not engaging in activities that violate Avon's policy. Okay, y'all, this is easy to understand. Um, and we had questions, so I shouldn't say that it's easy to understand because policy sometimes is tricky. Um, Basically, they're saying that I can't run Avon and then have my husband or somebody else in my household sell Mary Kay. We both are, we're both in the same space. We know the same people. That's just, and it's more than likely that we're talking and we're both working together that is still working the same. That is still kind of working the same businesses, at the same time. That is trying to find a loophole of working two businesses that sell the same thing, um, but not actually having them both in your name. We all, I, we, we have laughed for years that sometimes our husbands are our best customers, um, because before, I have taught you all to go out and place orders as a customer for your customers. And I just do it with a new email account. But there are some people that just use their husband's email and just do it that way. So that's where the joke of our husbands are our best customers because, use your husband's email to place those orders. Um, so for me, it was just easier to do it under my business, to make a business email and make it for my customers. So the thing is just not to have two businesses being run out of your home that are conflicting. Um, Participation in other direct sales companies is permitted with exceptions. Um, so Basically, it says ambassadors and their households may not participate in Avon's leadership program if they are affiliated with a competitive direct sales company, defined as companies that sell products in categories Avon's offers, such as skincare, hair care, products, and other product categories Avon may offer in the future. So we had discussion over that paragraph. Um, so that is where it got. I want to stick to the rules, and I just want to make sure that you guys are doing what's best for you, and you're making decisions that are your decisions. Um, so selling companies that sell the same thing, that's where the problem lies. Um, like Okay, I'm just going to throw it out there. Some of y'all, I'm not going to know. I don't want. So if you, I'm going to throw it out there, just trying to think of some ideas. So if you did like Pampered Chef, Avon doesn't sell pots and pans. They don't sell cooking and they don't sell seasonings. So Pampered Chef, you can do Pampered Chef and Avon at the same time. There are some restrictions, but you can do them at the same time. Because they're not conflicting. Um, the problem that got with the first batch of leaders that got let go, and this second batch, bigger batch of people that decided to leave, um, because the first time it wasn't a decision, they just let them go. This time they gave the leaders the decision to make a decision for themselves whether they wanted to stay or whether they wanted to go. Um, I know it doesn't feel like it was a decision, but there was a decision. Um, so uh, if you have been following anybody that is no longer with Avon, um, the company that they were selling for also sold skincare. They loved the health portion of that company. That's great. And so health at this point doesn't interfere with Avon, but we have had a healthcare line before, and we could very well bring a healthcare line back. It's not to say that we wouldn't because we have carried it before, and we're in such a transition that I can't say that we won't. So that's where that, or may offer in the future. So we know that we've carried healthcare in the past. We know that there's a possibility we're going to carry it, health supplements in the future, when all of our inventory and all of this gets sorted out. Lord, please be with us, and we're going to get that done. Um, but um, but you can't go into another company and say, well, I was only doing the healthcare or healthcare products. Um, but yeah, they did offer makeup, they did offer jewelry, they did offer skincare because um, it's not like if you're in that other company, you're going to say, oh, you can't buy that stuff from me because I'm with Avon. You can only buy the health products. You can't do that when a company offers the same things that Avon does. You don't get to go to that, you're not going to turn those sales away. So there is the conflict. There's the conflict, and that's kind of the conflict of what's happened with the current leaders that just had to make the decision of Avon or the other company. Um, and and that's the gist of it. They had to make um, the decision. So we cannot do um, one that has the same products. I hope I've got that part across. But if you want to do something that is in food, that is in, well, Tupperware's not here anymore, but in food, you know, uh, I don't know, containers. You want to go do, you know, uh, something that we don't carry. I mean, there's so many of them out there that that you could go and we don't sell. You can do another company. You just can't recruit from our company. Um, so it says that ambassadors may not promote competitive products on the same platforms used as Avon promotions. Additionally, removing content from social media to circumvent this policy is not permitted. Let me explain that. So, if you have a Avon page and you have grown that up to 500 followers, 1,000 followers, whatever, and then you decide, okay, well, I'm going to sell this other stuff, but I don't want to lose the connections I have. So I'm just going to scrub this page of all the Avon pictures and links, and then I'm going to throw up this other company's information that I've decided to start selling, and I'm just going to use the same page and start doing that. That's a no-no because those customers are in there because they were interested in Avon. Um, I mean, it's ethical. Those customers are going to be very confused when they were interested in Avon products and now all of a sudden they're seeing food products. What the heck happened? Or another brand. So, and I'm just going to throw an easy one out there that everyone knows, MK. So if you decided that Mary Kay was a better fit for you and you wanted to go sell for them, then you couldn't just scrub your Avon uh, page and then start throwing on Mary Kay products. That's you would have to delete it and start your Mary Kay business from scratch just like you would any other business. So you need to be ethical, and even on social media, don't just take something that was previously Avon and throw it into another direct sales company. Just trying to keep you all in compliance. So it says if you are currently, so we're back to the email. So if you are currently participating in another direct sales company um, and wish to continue participating in Avon's leadership program, you are required to notify Avon. We were, all us leaders, we had a choice to notify them. They gave us 30 days. Okay, Alma's asking a question, but you can't reach out to your Avon customers either, right? So, right. So, it would be unethical if you start selling Mary Kay to reach out to your Avon customers and say, hey, I'm selling Mary Kay now. Would you Would you prefer, have you ever thought about trying Mary Kay products? I'm just really thinking that they're great. And then and it would be too easy, and I've seen it already, the bashing of Avon, to say, hey, I really just don't think their products were that good. So I'm going over here. I think these products are much better. I think you're going to love them so much better. So why don't you come over and start buying from me from Avon? Yeah, no, you can't. You can't reach out to your Avon customers and try to take them directly over to the new business. Um, Now, if they are following you on your personal page, and you have not been sharing Avon over to your personal page, and you make a statement of, I'm doing this new, company, come check me out. And then people just organically just kind of move on over because you're making posts, brand new posts, and you're not poaching old contacts, then you absolutely can, grow your business into a new company that way. You just can't, and that's why it's saying for a year after selling Avon, especially, it's especially with the recruiting. You can't recruit, I can't go to another company and tell you all, hey, y'all been with me for a while. Just come on over here with me because, Avon is just doing blah, blah, blah. And I think this is even better. And I can't persuade y'all. So, yeah, so our customers and our fellow representatives are all off board if you go to a new company, unless it's organically done. Like I said, you just happen, you can't go into your Avon uh, phone book or emails and put out, hey, I'm no longer with Avon, but I'm with blah. Do you want to shop with me? Yeah, no, not ethical. Can't do that. Um, so we were given 30 days to let us know or to let them know that we were closing the account with the other company, and it had to have written confirmation. Or so here was our 30-day notice, which I can tell you the first time this happened, those people were just gone, just gone. They were made examples of. This time we were given 30 days notice to make our decision of did we want to stay in leadership with Avon, um, and give up the other company that was in direct violation of, selling the same products, or, um, did we want to give up our Avon, give up our teams? We could still keep our account open, get our discount, if we wanted, if we want to, um, and continue to sell. We just couldn't have our teams. And I know you all say that's not fair, that's not fair, but it's not. It also was against policy rules to go with a company that was selling the exact same products. Um, so it so let's see. It says in addition, if you continue to participate with another direct competitive sales company, um, that has skincare, hair care, cosmetics, or other categories, may and wish to remove from Avon leadership, you must respond with your acknowledgement. Okay, so that was basically either tell us you're going to stay with the other company and tell us you don't want to do leadership over in Avon, or give up the other company, continue on with Avon as you are. So there were choices. There were choices this time. LG gave choices on which did you want to do. It was a hard choice. I get that. I am not judging. Um, and it does say failure to comply with the requirements will result in the closure of your ambassador account. So, so we had 30 days to decide. If we knew that we were, and they would have directly let us know, and they did. We've had one of the leaders come out and say that they directly came to her saying exactly what she was doing wrong, what, what was going on. Um, um, we had opportunity to change what they wanted us to change and stay with Avon, but we couldn't. It was a choice, and it was a hard choice for these leaders. And I can tell you that, and I'm not naming names, but I can tell you some leaders did decide to give up their Avon accounts um, because in their choice, they did not want to give up. They didn't want to choose between their team and their customers. Um, but the actuality was they were deciding between Avon and this other company. Because I can tell you that there are other big leaders that were faced with the same choice and they quit the other company and decided to stay full on with Avon. So even though it was a hard choice, I know things aren't perfect. They're not perfect in any company. Everything looks greener on the other side, and everything looks great in the beginning when you're brand new and you're sunshine and everything's great. But I just have to say that direct sales is direct sales and it's hard work, and um, you have to make a choice. So it really was a choice for all of us leaders to either be with Avon or be with another company that sells exactly the same thing if you were in that situation. I fortunately was not in that situation. Um, and I didn't have to, I don't have to make that choice because I am in compliance with Avon. Um, so let me see and make sure that, and it gave us a link um, to the full, guidelines together. So I hopped over to the full guidelines. And so I want to go into something else really quick, just so that we are, because we're talking choices and policies and just making sure that we have our ducks in a row. And I've had some people come to me with some of these questions, and it may be something that you've had in the past, and I want to cover them really quick. So the other thing about Avon and other companies, period. If you sell for two companies, for Avon and another company, and they don't clash, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. There are still a couple of stipulations you need to watch out for. One is if you are doing events or if you are on social media, if you are business cards, any kind of advertisement, um, they need to be separate. You can't have Pampered Chef and Avon on the same table at a vendor event selling both. You have to choose one. You can't have a two-sided business card that says Avon on one side and Pampered Chef on the other. Um, you can't share a business page between the two. If you have businesses, make sure you have one business page for Avon and one business page for Pampered Chef. I just keep using that as an example because it's easy for me to think of. Um, so you just have to keep them separate in their spaces. Avon did recently say that you can put both links on your personal page and you can share about both on your personal page, um, but not in the same post. So say one day I want to talk about, oh, this great pan with Pampered Chef, and I made this meal and I'm doing this, and that's fine. You can do that. And then tomorrow I want to talk about Avon has this great makeup, and I just love the new color of the lipstick that came out. You can do that. You can now put both of them on your personal page. There for a while, they didn't want us to, but now they've recanted and said, okay, you can, as long as they're not clashing and you're staying within the guidelines, you can have them both on your personal page. You can have the links up in your information together, but just don't talk about them at the same time. Don't put them in the same post. But it really is, a good thing to keep them in their separate lanes. And it really is best. And I don't know, I slacked. It really is best to post them there and then share onto your personal page. Okay. So let's see. Does Avon help make it better for those who have needed to go and sell to make ends meet? Oh, Avon does help make it better for those. With all the back orders and lack of product, it's been hard to reach goals and sell. Some are losing customers because of that. Our incentives from Avon. Oh, oh, hold on. Hold on, hold on. I hope I'm still live. Oh, okay. Ooh. Wow, that was messed up. Are the incentives from Avon helping us reach our goals due to their lack of products? Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say on that. Avon has been okay. So she asked, you know, is Avon helping us, with the lack of product being available to us? It's hard to reach goals. We're losing customers. Um, uh, it really is a hard time in Avon. And that is why I think that they said in the email that they understand that we are also adding on other avenues of income with other companies. Um, well, and hopefully, I'm hoping I am not giving up. Hopefully, Avon is going to get this straightened out. I can't guarantee it, but at the moment, yes, it is hard. Um, and we have to work harder. Um, so yes, I mean, they're saying that we can add on other additional sources of income. Um, because yeah, and they do understand that it's a lack of product. I don't want to, defend Avon. I also don't want to bash Avon. Avon is in a hard spot right now with having our products. That's the end of it. Ourselves as a team, ourselves as individuals, they are down. Um, so I have added on another additional source of income. Um, but it's not clashing with Avon. Um, So you, as an Avon representative, can go out and reach into another source of income as long as it doesn't sell the exact same products as Avon. That's where the clash is coming in. And it's really coming in as a leader. It's really coming in as because they were willing to they could keep their Avon account open and their other account open, as long as they followed all of those other requirements. They just couldn't be a leader. But as a leader, you take on so many more responsibilities, and you have influence over other people's judgments when it comes to the company, that it is, that you don't want a leader with split loyalties to the same thing. Um, so, so Avon is trying to relax their policies a little bit by saying um, we can sell for other companies, um, but they have to keep that in there where we're not. It's um, it's one of those things like, when we saw the other leaders this happen to, we were like, they just didn't follow the rules. And then they just got to see that, you know, LG is just going to treat everybody the same on the same level. But then when it came this time, we wanted to say, well, they had to make the choice to sell for that other customer because our products aren't here, because Avon isn't supporting us, because Avon isn't doing this. We wanted to throw the blame back on Avon when, in fact, this time around, um, we may be going to other additional sources of income because of the lack of product with Avon. That's a fact. But we make the choice of where we go to do that additional source of income. So that's where it comes in, is making the choices of where you want to add it on. I don't want to give up my Avon. I'm staying with Avon. It's hard at times. Um, I have to put quite a bit of work into it, making sure, I just had a customer today that, called and said, what about the footworks? Are they still, when are they saying they're going to be here? And we laughed about it. We laughed, but we didn't laugh. And I said, let me look, because I know you've been making do. And I told her, she said, I'm hoping by Christmas. She says, I just know it's going to be next year. And I looked it up and I said, you're not going to believe this. I said, it's January 2nd. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, order me some more silicone glove. I'm going to make do, but I hope they get it together this next year. I hope they do too. So, um, my customers, my relationship with my customers, we're making it work. We're making it work and we're sticking it through. And that's just the choice you have to make, is if you want to stick it out and make it get through there. Alma says that she can barely keep up with Avon and her 8 to 5 job. And that's for sure. So adding on, another company. If you're already having trouble keeping up with Avon, trying to add on another company, is not feasible. And if Avon was even busier, um, what would that look like? I don't know. Would it be helpful for Avon to be more busy? Um, and then you're trying to keep up with that in your 8 to 5 job. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. And that's it, guys. I don't have the answer to everything. Um, I hope that this meeting has helped a little bit. I just want everybody to make choices for yourself. Because I do now see um, I've seen one of our team members um, go, and I don't know if it was off her own experience or just if she was doing it off of the experience of somebody else. And that's it. I would like you guys to make decisions off your experience. If the lack of product and reaching goals, that's hard, and that is something that we experience specifically. But some of the other things that are floating around, and I don't want to get into all that. Um, But make sure that when you make a decision to stay with or go, that you're making it off of your own personal experience. And even the representative that did the exit video and explained things, she said herself, make the choices for us. And she will support any of her friends that decide to stay with Avon because this was her choice, and what's right for her may not be right for us, and vice versa. So everybody, as this is going on, stay within the policies, but make the choices for you. And that's all I can ever ask is that if I know you make the choices off your best interest and off your knowledge, um, then that's all I can ever ask. And I know that then I know that you're doing what's best for you. And yeah, that's what I can say at this point. So I'm here. I'm here with Avon. I'm not going anywhere. Um, I I I can hope that you're staying, but if you don't, I understand. But yeah, just make the wise choices and make sure that you're understanding that when you're listening to other people, that everybody had a choice. You're just getting to hear the story of some that made a certain choice, but I'm here to tell you that there were other leaders that made the choice to stay with Avon. So that's saying something too. Um, so that's what I got for you guys. We are finishing up our campaign tomorrow, and we're gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right back with you guys starting a new campaign. So I'm glad, Elma. I'm glad. That's all we can say. Um, so with that, I'm gonna let y'all go. Have a good night. If you're watching the replay, I don't want bashing in the comments, but if you have a legit question, please ask, and we'll answer them together. So with that, good night, y'all.